Uh, I'll possibly have to perform some management. And as for the perks, or for the Inquisition perk that I might want to take, probably another one of the
Your worship.
another one of the connections perks, so I can take the one that requires 5 points, the shortlist or whatnot. Oh, actually, guys, that reminded me. Now that I've known more about Calpenius, Caryphius, so favor for favor, discount for their goods, friends in high places. Mm, sure, let's go with that. So with the next one, I'll take the shortlist, and then I'll continue with advanced focus, master focus, and true grit. And after that, we'll see after that. Any more operations available? I don't see any. Well, that I believe should be just about to cover it. The one more thing, like all I have left in mind is actually
My Lord
talking.
Inquisitor.
What about you?
I'd like to know more about you.
If you have questions, then ask.
No.
I'll leave you to the garden.
Until next time, then.
So
Greetings, Inquisitor.
What work have you been doing to help us?
The elven orb he carried. I wonder... If I learn of its origin, I may also learn what Caryphius now intends, as well as his weaknesses.
well, I appreciate your efforts.
However you can help, it's appreciated.
Continue prodding at Caryphius, Inquisitor. Elicit a reaction, and we may yet learn from it.
I'll leave you to the garden.
As you like.
Well, nothing new here, so now that I actually have started the romance with the Josephine, let's see if there is anything.
How are you, my lord?
Think how lovely you are.
I'm courting the most beautiful woman in the entire castle. That helps a great deal.
Oh my, you flatter me much too much.
So where your ancestors are Legion?
How far do your roots go back to Orlais?
Very far. The Montiliers used to have vast holdings in Valroyo itself. I wish I could have seen them, especially the ones bearing the family crest. The original crest design was abandoned when we were exiled from the city. I've always wanted to find a copy.
Anything to report?
What do the people make of us?
There's scarcely a noble house that hasn't openly pledged its support to us.
Let's speak later.
Another time.
Sure. We can do that real quick, and you know, at the meantime, we also can see what talking about us can produce, if you know what I mean. Like any additional topics and whatnot.
Inquisitor.
Ah, shouldn't take long. Alright, we're searching for your crest. Now,
pleasure.
Yeah, let's talk about us. Does Lillian disapprove us?
Why was Leliana so set against us being together, Josephine?
Think nothing of it. She'd disapprove of anyone I chose to keep serious company with. Back in Valroyo, Leliana was practically my older sister.
So you two weren't close?
So you two never had a romantic history together?
A romantic... You did hear me say Leliana was like a sister to me. She's a most dear friend, and nothing more.
Okay. So, does anyone gossip about us?
Has our being together set any tongues wagging?
Undoubtedly. A rumor already gave you a dozen suitors the moment you took your title.
What kind of suitors?
Who are these rumors pairing me with?
I can only speak to what was whispered in several courts.
Josephine.
To begin with, Cassandra, Leliana, Cullen, Dorian, Mother Giselle, the Lord Seeker, Chancellor Roderick, 2 barons, 3 maids, and some man named Philip. Honestly, I don't think he even exists.
Okay. You want to spend some time alone?
Thought we might go somewhere a little more private for a while.
I have so much to do, but... Oh, let's do. After you.
Oh? I'm curious. Just the keys? Really? Well, at least in the garden. Oh, and I ended up in a garden next to Morrigan, out of all people. Honestly, guys, all I can really think of as if for now is just do the last round of talking.
Planning troop movements now?
I'm trying to imagine what it will look like when we're done. All of this once belonged to the Tevinter Imperium. Andraste changed that, as did the Blights. As for what will come next, I cannot guess the Maker's plan.
You can't guess?
You don't have any ideas of your own?
I know I want a world where people trust the Chantry and that trust is respected. I want to respect tradition, but not fear change. I want to right past wrongs, but not avenge them. And I have no idea if my wanting these things makes any of them right.
Well, those are admirable goals, I admit.
Even if they're not right, they're certainly admirable.
Some would disagree. They would call it heresy.
That didn't sound like the ravings of a heretic, Cassandra.
Perhaps not. But it takes precious little effort to paint even an act of compassion as damaging. Tell me, what guides you? You make decisions that shake the world, yet always seem so assured. I wish I had your confidence.
You admire me?
You almost sound like you admire me.
I absolutely do. I may not always agree with your decisions, but how many could do what you have done? You were a prisoner, accused and reviled, yet you've emerged from every trial victorious. The Maker's grace does not make you immortal. You live or die by your own hand. That is worthy of admiration.
Well, I make it up as I go.
I'm not that assured. I just make it up as I go.
Let all your followers take heart.
What can I say? It's worked so far.
When we first met, if someone told me I would be pleased to have you lead me, I would have throttled them. But I am. The Maker chose well.
I hope we are friends.
I hope we can call each other friends.
I hope so too. We still have a long road to travel, Inquisitor. Wherever it takes us, I'm glad you're here.
That was a nice talk right there. And I got an achievement people's person. Oh, what one more?
Good book?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course you don't.
Yes, because I suddenly went blind.
Oh, that. Just reports from Commander Cullen.
You're an excellent liar.
It's of no interest to you, I'm certain. It's a book.
I can see that.
It's one of Varric's tales.
Oh.
Swords and Shields, the latest chapter.
Oh dear. So you've read them all?
The latest chapter, meaning you've read them all.
Not since this all began. We've been busy.
She's read this one 3 times.
You! I told you to stop spying!
You read it out loud to me. I don't like the captain either.
I never did that.
Ah,
It's
that's
literature.
adorable.
Smutty literature. Whatever you do, don't tell Varric.
Wouldn't dream of it.
Me? No. I would never.
They're terrible. And magnificent. And this one ends in a cliffhanger.
Ah,
I know Varric is working on the next. He must be. Pretend you don't know this about me.
oh come on, really? What's so bad about that? That was a cute side of you. Oh, I will talk about...
I trust all is well.
About the tranquil cure, actually.
I want to talk to you about the cure for tranquility.
It's not a cure. Not truly. Mages who were once tranquil lose all control over their emotions. They become irrational, unable to focus. Perhaps that state eventually passes and they can be helped, but it will take time to investigate.
But you will investigate.
But you are going to look into it.
That is my intent. I would not want news of a cure to spread until we know for certain we can help these people. Once we have that, however, then I will spread the word myself.
Can you talk about your... so you're romantic?
So that book you were reading.
Yes, what of it?
So under that taciturn shell beats a true romantic heart.
Why must it be an accusation? Romance is not the sole province of dithering ladies in frilly dresses. It is passion. It is being swept away by the pursuit of an ideal. What is not to like about that?
No, it was just a bit unexpected.
It's just a little unexpected.
I don't need anyone picturing me mooning over stolen kisses.
Is that what you're doing? Mooning?
I will never hear the end of this, will I? Is there anything you need?
Do you want to be divine?
So you're a candidate for divine now?
So I am informed.
Is that something you actually want?
Why should what I want matter?
So you're... Isn't happiness important, though?
Why shouldn't it matter? Don't you have the right to be happy?
It is very simple. The Chantry needs to survive. To do that, it must change. I have never believed in asking another to do what you are unwilling to do yourself. So I look upon this as an opportunity. I owe it to myself and all of Thedas to seek the Sunburst throne.
Now perhaps there is another way.
There are other ways you can change things.
Perhaps. I may not have a choice in the matter if the Chantry clerics pick another.
Yeah, let's talk about yourself.
I have some more questions.
As you wish.
Yeah, maybe now you want to talk about your brother?
Tell me about your brother.
Anthony was older than I. a
Now
dragon
we
hunter
we're talking.
who showed what a Pentagast could truly be. I idolized him. I wanted to hunt dragons as he did, even though our uncle forbade it. Anthony promised to train me in secret. We would hunt together one day, brother and sister, vanquishing the beasts of old. And then he died on me.
How?
What happened?
A group of apostates wanted dragon blood, and wanted Anthony to get it for them. He refused, and they killed him for it. In front of me. I begged the Chantry to let me become a Templar. Instead, they sent me to the Seekers. It took many years to let go of my drive for vengeance.
So you blamed all the mages?
So you blamed all mages for the actions of a few apostates?
I was young. Magic was frightening. It all seemed pointless. I sometimes wonder how different my life would be if Anthony was still alive. Would I be a dragon hunter? Married to some noble fool, a mother of 3? I cannot say. I take solace in believing the Maker has a plan, but he is not always kind.
So you work for the Divine?
So you were the right hand to the Divine?
To Divine Justinia, yes. And Divine Beatrix before her, in fact. The position is normally reserved for Templars of the Knights Divine, but my circumstances were unusual.
Unusual how?
You don't know the story? Thank the Maker. I will tell you if you wish, but it isn't as exciting as some drum it up to be. The short version is that I once saved the previous Divine's life. My reward was becoming her right hand.
So what is the right hand?
But what does a right hand do exactly?
What is your hand capable of? It gives, it takes, it beckons. It makes a fist. Liliana and I extended the Divine's reach beyond the Grand Cathedral. We went where she could not. After Beatrix, I was tired of the position and wanted to return to the Seekers. But Justinia convinced me to stay. Her vision for the future gave me hope.
So you believed in her?
You thought she could really change things?
Justinian knew the war was coming long before it began. She tried to avert it, but the forces arrayed against her were too strong. Sometimes you have to break a bone so it can be reset. That's where the Inquisition comes in. It was to be the answer. A means to preserve as well as an agent for change. I only wish she had lived to see it.
So how did you become
So
right
what's
hand?
the story about you becoming the right hand?
Sweet Andraste, do you really want to hear that? It was, what, 18, 20 years ago? Some still discuss it like it happened yesterday. The tale gets bigger each time it's told. I barely recognize myself within it now.
Well, that's how stories work.
That's what happens with stories that become legends.
I am not a legend, nor was I then. I was a young woman barely out of training. To hear others tell it, I alone saved Divine Beatrix from a horde of dragons sent to assault the Grand Cathedral. Rather impressive for such a young seeker, wouldn't you say?
And the truth is?
I stumbled upon a conspiracy to kill Beatrix. A Templar Knight Commander was at its heart. And there was a dragon battle at the Grand Cathedral, but I had help from loyal mages who rallied to the cause. They freed the dragons from magical control. Without them, the Divine and I would both have died. Yet I became the right hand, and they are forgotten.
So what became of mages?
What happened to the mages that helped you?
They went back to their circles, with rewards and privileges and Most Holy's gratitude. Many of them died at the Conclave.
But I gotta say, that's actually impressive.
An impressive tale. I can see why people enjoy telling it.
Just wait till they start telling stories about you.
Well, that's all there is for
I'll
now.
let you get back to work.
Well, at least now we know quite a lot about Cassandra, and now we actually
Your worship.
have Varric to tell us a tale. So, what's your story?
Something you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, Cassandra wants a book.
Cassandra is waiting for the next issue of Swords and Shields.
I must have heard that wrong. It sounded like you just said that Cassandra read my books.
Well, she's a big fan.
She's a pretty big fan, in fact.
Are we talking about the same Cassandra? Tall, grumpy seeker, like stabbing things? Wait, did you say the romance serial? Oh, she'll be waiting for a while then. I haven't finished it and wasn't planning to. That book is easily the worst I've ever written. The last issue barely sold enough to pay for the ink.
Well, Cassandra seems to like it.
Well, Cassandra seems to be hooked on it.
And I honestly thought a hole in the sky was the weirdest thing that could happen. So, you want me to finish writing the latest issue of my worst serial for Cassandra? Oh, that's such a terrible idea. I have to do it. On one condition. I get to be there when you give her the book.
Works for me.
You've got a deal.
I'll get to work then. You know, the fact that the book is terrible just makes it more worthwhile somehow.
Oh my god, it just keeps going. Now I thought I would be done with the session, but now it just keeps going. Alright, it's here. Oh, well, I've gotta see the book, how it will be, the reaction to it. I just thinking that would be so worth it, to say the least. Oh, Cassandra, I got the book for you.
What have you done now?
I get it, Seeker. You're still sore after our spat.
I'm not a child, Varric. Do not suggest I'm without reason.
A peace offering. The next chapter of Swords and Shields. I hear you're a fan.
This is your doing.
None other.
Oh, yes. Do you really think I'd miss this?
Well, if you're not interested, you're not interested. Still needs editing anyhow.
Wait!
You're probably wondering what happens to the Knight Captain after the last chapter.
Nothing should happen to her. She was falsely accused.
Well, it turns out the guardsman...
Don't tell me!
This is the part where you thank the Inquisitor. I don't normally give sneak peeks, after all.
Thank you.
Ah, shiny eyes. No, thank you. That was entertaining.
This was everything I'd hoped.
I know how you feel.
I wonder if I have time to read the first part.
Don't forget to tell all your friends, if you have any. Completely worth it.
Yep. So,
Hello again.
That's enough for now.
Another time, then.
alright guys, I promise, at one part I'll find it. I'll find it, and that would be probably quite a good conclusion. Like, you know, the humor, well, it was not very eventful, like, you know, in the adventurous way, but nevertheless, guys, nevertheless, it was worth it. So, Montilier family crest. That we can do.
You have the eye of a skilled haggler. This earns my respect and some measure of disdain. I'm sure you understand.
It's not that. Let me bet it would be one of the last.
Now open in Val Royeaux, the wares of my kin, imported from as far as the Hunter Horns. We haven't sold here in a long time, but with the Inquisition, there's money to be made.
No. Let me bet it would be the crest, or the crest would be with you, since you know, since you are the one who's doing all this junk stuff. Here it is. And now, Josephine, let me give you your crest back. Ugh. Maybe it will even lead to something, if you know what I mean. You still don't want to talk, Varric?
If you've got questions, I'm your dwarf.
Well,
Carry on.
Inquisitor.
doesn't look like... It will be a
Sister
moment.
Liliana says the guests are on their way. The last inheritances are...
Why, what's this?
You said you wanted to see your original family crest? I found one for you.
I'm astonished. I'd given up hope that any example of the early family crest still existed. It even has our first motto, back from when we had a trading fleet to speak of. From sea to shore, we tame the waves.
Well, I hope you'd like it.
Anything to see you smile.
And you've certainly succeeded. Thank you.
Well, that surely was the easy one.
It's good to see you.
So nothing to report, I
What do
bet.
people make of us?
There's scarcely a noble house that hasn't openly pledged its support to us.
Let's speak later.
Farewell.
Alright, that was easy enough. So, alright guys, I promise, one last bet. I just want to confirm, talk with Bull, Sarah and Cole, and I'll be done with this.
You wanted to see me?
What's that? Huh?
Oh, I got it!
Yeah, my soul's dust. Yours is scattered all over the ground, though, so... Sorry, boss. I thought I might need backup. Guess I'm not even worth sending professionals for.
So... You were expecting them?
You knew the assassins were coming.
Little change in the guard rotation tipped me off.
You could have warned me.
Why didn't you tell me ahead of time?
You go through years of Ben Hasrath training to hide facial expressions when I wasn't looking. See? Like that. If I'd warned you with the guards, the assassins would have been tipped off.
So, what the wound?
You all right?
Fine. Hurt myself worse than this fooling around in bed.
Well, the knife could be poisoned, that's for sure.
What if they used poison?
Oh, they definitely used poison. Sarcomec. Liquid form. If I hadn't been dosing myself with the antidote, I'd be going crazy and puking my guts up right now. As it is, it stings like shit. But that's about it.
Should we retaliate?
Are you interested in getting some payback?
Against who? The entire Ben Hasra? Besides, this wasn't serious. Sending 2 guys with blades against me? That's not a hit. That's a formality. Just making it clear that I'm Talva Shoth. Talva fucking Shoth.
Will you make it through this?
Are you going to be all right?
It's a knife wound, boss. I think I'll live. I'm fine. Thanks. Anyway, I'll get this cleaned up and let Red know what happened. Boss, whatever I miss, whatever I regret, this is where I want to be. Whenever you need an ass kicked, the Iron Bull is with you.
Well, we got a good ally on our side. And you just kicked me all the way here. See, I had to go break my legs for it.
Your worship.
And now I need to find my way back up there.
Your worship.
Like, okay, I gotta admit, something tells me that possibly, I kinda screwed up with a call for good.
Hey, that elven redhead who makes the buns in the kitchen. Is she available? Because I'm getting signals.
Nah.
See you later, Bull.
Nice talking with you, boss.
Well, we're good here.
I'm running drills. They're drinking and paid better.
An insult to faith soldiers. Is that what they want the faith?
So we're attacking wardens now. That's pissing great.
Any options about our allies?
What do you think about the people who have gathered?
Again with your people. Right, which ones?
Nah, that's...
We'll talk later.
Good, right? I'll be here.
Well, I don't know, like, I feel like, with the Sarah, with her personal quest...
He hunted
done.
the killer, but he's the one who killed her. He can't remember.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you later.
I feel like...
Probably.
The call, yeah, I think I screwed up with call for good since I have not listened to him completely, you know, about these old weird things that he has done. And Sarah, like, I have finished her personal quest and that's about it. Alright, one more time about the personal thing.
Just here to admire the dwarf. You want to talk about me?
Yeah, alright.
Thanks, Fer. No problem.
Alright, so I actually wanna Really? I thought at least she would, change the cards picture, like that. That's what I wanted to hear. But, alright, at any rate, guys, at any rate, I believe that would be probably my last session before my finals. Then, since I will be graduating, I'll have to reshift my schedule significantly. So, once again, I have no idea when I will be able to get my next session recorded. But honestly, I have recorded, I believe, just enough to keep you all occupied for a while. So, with that in mind, guys, with that in mind, I will see you hopefully much sooner than I anticipated. Bye.